Accountable. Of a person, organization, or institution required or expected to justify actions or decisions. Responsible. Government must. Government? No. No, no, no. Let me try something else. Let's see. Let's keep going. Yeah, I like that. Fighters must be accountable to their fans as well. Stay tuned. Response to Barbershop Conversations.
I was way stronger than him. You know, y'all kept telling me how strong he was, but y'all didn't give me enough credit. So I had to go in there and show y'all.
Slapping any man, spitting grams, verbal minivan, sipping Henny, murder mini on your Instagram. Body slam rap, aiming for your cap twister. Razor blade rap, slice you in your back ripper.
Rap live, open hand, slap saliva. Out your face, embrace the ain't no survivor.
Wash rhythm, socialize, I'm a monster hitman. This a hit, I'm putting AIDS inside the solar system. Soloist, rockin' polo, so emotionless. Hold the fifth, Quasimodo, this is Hogan.
All right. LDBC. This is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, guys. So this is a video response to Fred at Barbershop Conversations. Go subscribe to the channel. It's a very good channel. You know, I disagree. I agree with some things. I definitely agree with a lot of things that Fred said, but I disagree with a lot of things that Fred said. So, you know, and I can appreciate, you know, Fred speaking from his heart and being very honest. Okay, I can appreciate that. The one thing that I'm just going to tell you, you know, Fred, I just think you need to understand it. Everybody who, you know, is putting pressure on these fighters, you know, are not, you know, fat, lazy, out of shape people that can't lose weight. I mean, I'm in very good shape, you know, and you and I, we ride right around the same age. I'm in good shape, you know. I'm not overweight, you know. It is what it is, you know. But I don't think everybody who, you know, and I'm kind of, you know, like how I interpret it, you know. Like everybody's not, you know, like everybody's not unaccountable, man. It's just we're fight fans and we do want to see these fights. And I see where you're going, you know, where you're coming from when these fighters, you know, that, you know, when they leave the game, they're, you know, non-coherent. These guys are having issues, pain, you know, but I gotta, you know, reiterate to you, man, this is the profession that these guys chose, you know. And I don't think, me personally, I'm not disagreeing with you when you say that they can't fight the best fights all the time. You know, I get it. You know, my issue is that when they fight, you know, once a year, that's the issue that I have, is when these guys fight once a year. And when they fight once a year, you know, I mean, the opponent may not be the best opponent, you know. And then they say, you know, well, you know, I got an injury or something happens. You know, I don't mind them fighting tune-ups, even if they fight 3 times a year. And if they fight 3 tune-ups, you know, my whole thing is, okay, at least one of those fights in a year, you should be fighting the best, you know. I mean, I'm a very flexible boxing fan. I'm extremely flexible, and I give these guys probably more leeway than a lot of these guys, because I do understand that this the hurt business, you know. And these guys, they go in there, they getting hurt, you know. But I look at it like this, you know. Okay, these guys fight, man. You know, it don't say much to the street fighter, the person that fight, you know, out there on the street, but you know, I understand the street fighter don't get paid and the boxer does get paid. I get it, okay? And I get it, these guys want to provide for their family. I get it. But, you know, we can't, these guys, man, they can't keep, you know, taking a dump on the boxing fans as well, man. Come on, man. You know, and it's like they trying to play on our intelligence like we don't know what they doing. Of course we know that they trying to, you know, gouge the pockets of everybody and, you know, milk some of us as fans. You know, but Fred, I don't think we ignorant. I don't think we're ignorant, okay? I think that we just want what we want, you know, and that's how it is. And I know that this is different from basketball, but you know, well, football is a contact sport, you know. Football is a contact sport, and when you look at a season of football, okay, you look at one season of football, you know, your favorite team is going to be up against the best team eventually, or one of the best teams, you know. And I use football because football is a highly contact sport. You're taking blows almost every play if you're a starter, you know. So I can compare football to boxing, you know. Now, you know, football, you're not taking repeated, you know, blows to the head, you know, most time, but you're taking blows, okay, to the body. And a lot of people, they do them head-on-head collisions. I mean, football is pretty brutal, man. It's a brutal sport. But those guys, week in for 16 weeks in a year, man, you know, them guys, you know, they gotta play the best, you know, or they gotta play, you know, guys that are just as intense as they are. They got to. But see, I got these resumes out here, okay, because, you know, you told everybody to go to BoxRec, and that's what I did, okay. if you look at Keith Thurman's resume, okay, he fought once in 2017. Now, people can say, okay, it was an injury, okay? He fought once in 2016. You know, he beat Showtime Sean Porter, and he said, hey, you know what? I need to, you know, get this injury repaired. So he got the injury repaired, or I'm thinking along that line, and then he fought Danny Garcia. Now, isn't that convenient, man? As soon as he come back off a supposed injury, you know, he come back and, you know, ask for the Danny Garcia fight. Crazy, huh? I mean, isn't that something? And when you look at Keith Thurman's resume, I mean, honestly, you know, Keith ain't fought 3 times a year since 2013, and that's when he was hungry. That's when Keith was actively calling people out, man. That's when Keith was very aggressively trying to, you know, be the champion. But, you know, and I'm going to tell you what all these guys got. Y'all hang around to the end of the video, man. Okay, and, you know, he fought Leonard Bundu, you know, which that wasn't a tough opponent. He boxed Leonard Bundu. He fought Robert Guerrero, and one people could say that maybe that was a step up in competition, but this is an old Robert Guerrero was, you know, on his way up out of there, man. He was about to be out, man. Like, Robert Guerrero was 2 or 3 fights away from sitting on the retirement bench himself, you know. You got Louis Collazo, you know, who really was outdated. And I'm going to tell you, he outclassed Robert Guerrero. He outclassed Leonard Bundu, okay. Look, Keith Thurman really hadn't been taking a whole lot of damage. The most damage he took is when he fought Showtime Sean Porter. Like, that's the most damage that Keith Thurman ever fought. I mean, the rest of these guys like Carlos Quintana, Jan Zavit, I mean, Keith Thurman beat these guys up, man. So, I mean, for that whole narrative that, hey, you know, these guys got to, you know, go through the longevity. Look, when you get up there in your career, man, fight fans want to see, you know, you fight somebody of notoriety. And, yeah, we wanted to see the Errol Spence fight. You know, why are we concerned about Keith Thurman's health? He's a fighter. I mean, he should be fighting Errol Spence Jr. He should be, because Keith Thurman said out of his own mouth, Errol Spence got to get some stripes. He got to get a belt. Well, he got a belt. So why not fight the guy? I mean, it just made logical sense, man. So is Keith Thurman being accountable to us? What about Danny Garcia? This guy definitely is the epitome of fighting about 1 time a year. Okay, he's the epitome. I mean, Fred, I mean, you know, what, in 2013, what, he fought, what, 3 times, I think? 2014, then in 2014, it really started. Dude just started fighting. They started, and I'm going to tell y'all this at the end of the video. Y'all stay with me, okay? I mean, and then it's like they fought Robert Guerrero, you know, as a rite of passage. He fought Samuel Vargas. Is that a tough fight? His only tough fight to me has been against Mauricio Herrera, who I thought he lost, and against Lamont Peterson. Okay? I mean, he fought Paulie. He fought a Filipista Paulie. Okay? Is that fight, you know, taking years off his career? He fought Rod Salker. Then he beat Brandon Rios. I thought he beat him easy. Okay? His next toughest fight is against Showtime Sean Porter, man. Look, man. These guys are not really taking the damage that I know that every fight you get hit, and I know that training camp does something to you, but man, these fights ain't been too taxing, man. And now, you know, like he was about to cry when he had to fight Keith Thurman, man. I'm talking about Danny Garcia. When Keith Thurman got in the ring and called him out and got in his face, he looked like he was about to cry. These guys don't, man. You got to fight somebody at least once a year, okay? I'm not trying to buy that, you know, like take all these little garbage fights, man. I can't hear that, man. These guys need to, man. It's the fight that fans want to see. And I guess if the pay-per-view numbers are still out, and I guess on free TV, yeah, people gonna watch it because, you know, people are boxing fans. That's what we are. Errol Spence Jr. probably is the closest one to people, you know, who will get in there and just fight, you know. And Errol Spence, you know, he slowed down, you know. He slowed down a little bit, okay? He slowed down. You know, all these people there, you know, that 2 times a year, man. It's like as soon as these guys get a little taste of that money, man, they get a little taste of money, they want to slow down, and then all of these fools think they Floyd Mayweather. They not. These guys, none of these guys did the work necessary to get to that level. Floyd Mayweather is over there. And then, too, see, let me tell you, these guys piss me off when these fighters want to compare themselves to Floyd. Well, Floyd did it. Well, yeah. But see, Floyd had a lot of things that was going on. Number one, Floyd started getting older, man. He started getting older, and Floyd started having hand injuries. So Floyd couldn't fight 3 and 4 times a year anymore. He couldn't do it. Early in his career, Floyd took a lot of garbage fights. He took any fight that he can get his hand on. Floyd did. But then Floyd started having those hand injuries, man. The guy couldn't be as active as he wanted to, man. He couldn't do it. There was no way that Floyd was going to be able to retire undefeated fighting 3 and 4 times a year. His body would not allow him to do it, okay? But you got Errol Spence. You know, these guys, they start out hungry, man. They start out hungry, and then it's like they slow down, man. They slow it down, and it don't matter what. They slow down, and, you know, these guys, I mean, Errol Spence, at least, he's calling out Keith Thurman. He's calling out Danny Garcia, you know? Now, my whole thing with Errol Spence, now I got to say, you know, I don't know, man. Because the guy don't seem like he really, you know, he calling out Terrence Crawford. He said the fight will happen. And I'm thinking in my head that maybe Errol Spence thinks that, well, you know, no matter what I do, they're not going to try to hurry up and make the fight. They're not going to make it right now, so why am I wasting time? And I get that from Errol Spence. I don't get that Errol Spence is actually ducking Terrence Crawford. I don't get that Errol Spence is trying to avoid Crawford. I just get from him that, you know, man, shoot. This fight ain't happening no time soon. I mean, shoot, man, I don't even know why I'm wasting time. I get that, but Errol Spence said he's not afraid. You got Vasily Lomachenko. He's only had, what, 12 pro fights, and now, you know, now he fighting once and twice a year. The last time Vasily Lomachenko, he fought 3 times. That was in 2017. Okay? He fought in 2017 3 times, and that was good. Okay? It was real good, and I'm glad that he did it. You know? And maybe Vasily Lomachenko might be more active than these guys. I don't know. Okay? But he's only fought once in 2018, and 2018 going to be over in about, what, 3-4 months, man. Everybody got the Floyd Mayweather disease. Everybody trying to beat Floyd, man. They all trying to beat. Then you got, you know, you got AJ. AJ, you know, he started out nice and hungry, fighting 3 and 4 times a year. Now, you know, AJ, the last time AJ fought 4 times in 2015, man. 3 in 2016. And then, you know, after 2016, I mean, think about it. 2017, he got the belt from Klitschko. Okay, got all those belts. And we beat Klitschko, and now, you know, it's once and twice a year. That's how I roll. But, you know, I think, Fred, you know, saying that, you know, hey, we're selfish. I don't know if that's a key word. I just think we want to see the best. I mean, if we, you know, I don't think people want to see these fighters, you know, go the rest of their life messed up. But, you know, it's a sport. Like, think about it, man. When you watch a game or when you just flip the game, are you worried about if the people getting hurt? Like, literally, is that the first thing that come to your mind? Tell the truth. When you flip the channel and you turn to a sporting event, are you caring if they hurt? Mostly nobody never thinks about that. They're thinking, oh, who's winning? Who's winning the game? Nobody's worried about who's got an injury. Nobody's worried about that. In the sport of boxing, you know, we flip on a boxing match, we see about, nobody's really worried, oh man, is this dude hurt or is dude getting hurt? No. We want to see who's going to take them shots. We're going to see who's going to win. We're going to see who's going to have the best defense. We're looking at who's throwing the best jabs, the hardcore fans. We're looking at all of this. But, you know, we're not, you know, sitting here, man, dang, man, I wonder if dude gonna get hurt. Like, nobody's wondering that. And it's not to say that people don't care. It's just we turn to boxing to watch boxing, you know? We're not these guys psychologists, man. We're not their psychologists. But why is it that, you know, I mean, us, man, you know, what you trying to say, what, that, you know, what, black people, we unaccountable? Because, you know, I mean, what? So what if everybody don't exercise like you or I? Okay, I don't think that got anything to do with these fighters taking fights. Now, I do agree with you, Fred, when you said that, you know, people shouldn't criticize fighters that's sitting on the couch and ain't done nothing. You know, okay, I agree with that. I agree with that one, okay, because I work out, you know. I try to eat right. And, you know, I don't like somebody criticizing me, man, if they ain't done what I did. Okay, I can get that. But as a fight fan, I don't care if the guy fat, skinny, ugly. I don't care what he is, okay? If that guy flips it on and he's a boxing fan and, you know, you want to pay for the best, well, I mean, come on, man. Come on. But you look at Bud Crawford's resume, and one can say Bud is slowing down too, but, you know, I got to say, I think Bud is taking on pretty good competition. I mean, after Henry Lundy, you know, he fought Postile. That was a tough fight. John Molina Jr. is supposed to be a banger, okay? Felix Diaz, that's a tough fight. Julius Ndongo, you know, had titles. It was a unification bout with Julius Ndongo. And then he fought Jeff Horn, who's a big guy. Jeff Horn is a big, rugged, rough guy. And Terrence Crawford wants the best. He calling out Errol Spence. So wait a minute. If Terrence Crawford can do this, okay, why the rest of these guys can't step up? If Terrence Crawford can come in here and start calling out people, and I'm talking about calling them out left and right, why can't the rest of these guys do the same thing? Why can't the rest of these guys want to do that? Terrence Crawford understands why he signed up to be a fighter, man. He knows why. And the guy's always constantly saying, I want to be the best. I want to fight the best. Terrence Crawford is saying this. So what? I mean, does Terrence Crawford not care about his own health? Or does Terrence Crawford actually want to be the best? Fred, I agree with a lot of stuff you said, but I disagree with some things, man. And just because we're calling out fighters, man, that don't mean, you know, that, you know, everybody's unaccountable and all this stuff. No, man, no. And don't get it twisted, man. Your financial advice is golden. You in 78 single hand. I'm talking about listening to you about some properties. And behind the scenes, man, good grief. Behind the scenes, it worked. All I got to tell you is that it worked. That's all I got to tell you. My first property, and all I got to tell you is that it worked. Okay? And that'll be, we can talk behind the scenes, and I'll tell you, you know, how listening to a video, you and 78 both do the same thing. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done.